Yes, we are live now. Good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, viewers. Good morning in some places. Good afternoon in some countries. Good day, everyone. I'm so excited to be here again. This is me, Blessing Titiloye, the convener of Blessing Liberty Forum, the convener of this laudable program that holds every last Sunday of the month between 5 to 6 o'clock in the evening, West African time. I'm so excited to be here this evening. And with me, I have my mama, a wonderful woman, a mother, a mentor, who will be deliberating together this evening on the topic that says early discovery of child's talents, the role of parents, the role of schools, and the role of the community. For some months now, we have been on this trending topic that ends with what are the roles of parents? What are the roles of schools? What are the roles of community? There was a time we had a topic on moral decadence among students in schools. And we looked at that. What are the roles of teachers? What are the roles of school owners? And what are the roles of the community? In another episode, we looked at the child's right to education. That's what's the right of a child to education. And this month, we have a beautiful topic which speaks so well about World Children's Day that was celebrated last week, Thursday. We are looking at the topic that says early discovery of child's talents, the role of parents. What are the roles of parents? What roles the parents has in this in on this topic on the discovery of child's talents? What are the roles of our schools? The school owners, the teachers, and even the food vendors, the non-teaching staff. Everybody has a role to play in the discovery of a child's talents. And what are the roles of the community? I welcome viewers all over the world. I want to say thank you for joining us. I am Blessing Titiloye from Nigeria. I'm a secondary school teacher from Omole Senior Grammar School, Lagos State, Nigeria. I teach physical education. I advocate for academic excellence and also advocate for sexual purity, as I am a prototype, an example of sexual purity and academic excellence. And this evening, I have a wonderful mama who was one time the former Tutor General of Education District 6. It was under her leadership I won the Best Teacher of the Year in District 6 in 2018. I am not taking this for granted. It's a rare privilege. Therefore, this evening, I'll be welcoming our mama, who will be discussing on this crucial topic on the early discovery of child's talents. Okay. I want our viewers all over the world to stay tuned, to stay cool. If you're taking a cup of tea, take a cup of tea. Relax and listen to our eminent speaker, Mrs. Funmilayo Onadipe. She started out her career as a banker. After her brief stint as a banker, she followed her passion to become a secondary school teacher with Lagos State, where she rose through the ranks to become a class teacher, a year tutor, head of department through her dedication, hard work, and professional skills. Indeed, Mama is a workaholic. From being a teacher, she later became the education inspector at the Inspectorate Department in Lagos State, where her skills and other professional qualities endeared her to the then Deputy Governor of Lagos State. Yeah. My dear viewers, here bring you our eminent speaker, who was formerly the Tutor General stroke Permanent Secretary of Education District 6, Lagos State, Nigeria. A top-notch administrator. Viewers, let's welcome Mommy Funmilayo Onadipe as she takes a time to speak on this important topic. Thank you very much, ma. You have the floor, ma.
Good evening, viewers. Thank
Good
you
evening,
so
ma.
much. Thank you so much, Blessing, for having me this evening.
I appreciate you, ma. You're honored, ma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma.
Yes, we thank God that in the last 1 week, I think on Thursday, Children's Day was celebrated. That was on the 27th of April, 2021.
Yes, ma.
We thank God because over the years, Children's Day has always been a day children look forward to. You know, on that day, they will come together, they will march, they will have fun, they will do games, and children are just simply happy, just being children. But a lot of times, parents make them to be adults. They will want them to be adults the day you give back to them. And that is where the challenge really is. Yes, we are looking at the topic, the early discovery of a child's talent. The first question we should ask ourselves is, do we have any child born without talent? And if yes or no, how can you discover your child's talent early so that you guide the child? And that's why we are here today, because we look at the role of parents. Parents are the first people a child comes across once a child is in the world. And that's why we're treating the parents first. Yes, I don't think there's any child all over the world that is born without talent. Every child is born with a talent or the other. But the talents children are born with are those innate talents. For example, caring for others, you know, looking after people, being empathetic. Those are the talents that children are born with. But when you are talking about professional talents, these are talents that a child develops with time. And then you wonder that, that child, since he was small, he likes singing, or he really enjoyed playing football. Wow. The point is that the child did not start playing football on the day he was born. Yes, with time, he can develop interest in football and then start playing. With time, he can develop interest in what the mom or the daddy does. For instance, when you have an artist as your dad, there's every likelihood for you to be looking at what your dad does and you want to try your hand at it. And then you start painting, you start drawing. And then from there, if you are really interested, if that is actually your talent, you develop it, and then you continue to develop it, and by the time you are a bit older, you are so good in it, and people will say, oh, he was born with that talent. No child is born with such talents, but talents are developed as the child grows. But of course, as a parent, there are some children, when you see them, you say, that child likes football too much, likes this, likes that. But how did the child develop that? Is it from the community? Or is it from the school that the child is going? Or is it from the set of friends he's moving with? And footballing, I want to say, and I dare say, is not a useless talent. It is not a useless career. If your child, like I always wonder, and a lot of us, we have one very good example of one of our singers, very popular singer, that we all like, all these youths, they like him. The guy actually went to the university to read law.
Wow.
And after his law degree, he now went fully into music, supported totally and completely by the parents. I don't want to mention the name, but I'm sure you know the person. Supported totally and completely by the parents. And then you wonder, if he was going to sing, why did he now go to school? I'm sure the parents must have had a pact with him. The parents must have had a good relationship with him, and maybe sit him down. Yes, we know. Yes, you are interested in this thing. Good. We are going to help you to develop this talent. But at least have a good, foundation. Because without a good foundation in this world, no matter the talent you have, you may not be able to fit in. And that's why you see people even that are up there, people, I dare say, people like our very, very popular musicians in the 70s, you see them in the 80s, in the 90s, just going back to school. Why? Because they wanted people to say, yes, that they are also educated. Even though they had clicked their niche in music, even though they had made money from music, but by the 90s, they discovered that they were not just fitting into the society. They were not fitting in to certain level. And they all went back to school in the 90s. And today they can also say, yes, that they are graduates, that yes, they went through the school. But it's not just about going through the school. Does the school go through the child? Because if you go to school, yes, school is a place where you have so many rules, so many regulations. You can do this, you cannot do that. Yes, you can do this, yes, you cannot do that. But does the school go through the child? There are some children, when they go to school after some time, maybe because they didn't do well academically, they ask them to withdraw. But really, in this day and age, you don't ask a child to withdraw. Instead, you recommend that child to go to the field of his interest. Recommend the child to go to the field of his interest. And that's why we have so many technical schools these days. So from GS3, a child can go to maybe electrical or other areas, refrigeration, woodwork, so many of them. And I dare say Lagos State is really an encouragement to such children, because not everybody, not every child is going to be academician. And that's why parents are there. Yes, discover the talent of your children. Don't put them down. Don't abuse them. All you know is ball. All you know is this. All you know is this. And you put the child down. You continue to pull the child down. The child will not be good academically, and the child will not be good even in the interest he has developed as a child. That's why in whatever area your child is, please encourage that child. Note his area of interest. show an interest in that area. Provide opportunities for him to develop the interest. For example, you know that your child likes painting. Please buy painting,
Okay.
coloring books, and and color pencils for him. Let him continue to do it at his leisure. Nurture that discovery. Encourage him or her. Talk
Nurture
about
the
it.
discovery.
Don't tell the child off. Provide opportunities. Support him. Support
Okay.
him in whatever area you want to do. And if it is within your power, please expose him to a broad spectrum of experience. Look for people that are in that area and expose him. Let him know that, yes, but you still have to have this kind of foundation. Let him know. Let him know. And then in the area of the school, of course, like I said, the school is a structured setting where
Yes.
is a temple of learning. You have to tell them, you can do this, you cannot do this. But at the same time, you have to, in the school, you are taught how to accommodate other children's talents and behave positively amongst others. You cannot say because you are good in maths, for example, any other person that is not as good as you is useless. No, a child that is good in maths may meet a child that is good in arts. Respect the person in arts, while the person in arts respect the person in maths. So you need to learn in the school setting how to accommodate each other's talents and behave positively amongst people. Yes, like I said earlier, children pass through the school, but does the school pass through the child? Can the child be said of a truth? Yes, he or she is educated. As a child, you learn skills of life through the school.
Yes.
Teamwork, good manners, unity, sharing, respect for others, responsibility. Those are the things you learn in school. The school educates a child and makes a child to socialize, to learn acceptable behavior, to follow societal norms, to be able to handle resolution when they have challenges. The schools transmit these values and beliefs to these children.
Yes.
They teach them attitudes to how to behave within the society, because the school actually nurtures the children in academics, in character building, in mindset development, and societal equality. Those are the things that the school teaches them. Whether the
Wow.
teacher or even the non-teaching, those are the things. That's why even in some schools, you see non-teaching staff asking a child, have you cleaned your classroom? You make sure that the children, they are the ones that are in charge of their classroom, that their environment is clean. Those are the things you teach them as time goes on.
Yes.
And then the community. In what way can the community support the schools?
Community.
Yes. And we have three different types of community. We have the urban community, we have the suburban, and of course we have the rural
urban.
But whichever type of community you are, you must be able to support the children that are put in schools. Because in Lagos State, what Lagos State tries to do is to, as much as possible, put a school within every community. So you find out that the children within that community, they attend schools within their community. So in what way is the community helping the child? Yes, you can be helping the schools by constructing classrooms when they have need for more classrooms. You can donate books to schools. Books that are current books, not 1948 books. Current books. Donate to schools. And nothing is too small. Yes. Supply the schools with educational materials.
Wow.
With play materials. develop the children, not only in academics. You can go there and just help them to kit their physical and physical education lab.
Sporting equipment.
You can kit them.
Yes.
Sporting equipment. Buy it.
Yes,
because you know there are children that need to be, you see, they need to be children first before they become adults.
Yes,
we were also children.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and you don't grow overnight. Let them go through the process of being children. Then they grow to be responsible adults.
Awesome.
As community, support the curriculum. Support the curriculum. Support educational policies set up by the state, set up by the federal. Support the policies. And in what way can you support them? Always make sure you go there, you find out what the school, the community school, what do they need? Monitor these school activities. Sometimes you find out that children, they will leave school and they are fighting right on the road. As a community, you cannot remove your eyes. You must be able to come in and separate them, just settle the issue for them. And if you know that it's more serious than that, you can put in a report in the school so that the school can take charge. So monitor the activities either within the school or within the activity or within the community. And as you do so, I'm sure that the Lord will help us.
Amen.
There's nothing, you cannot overemphasize the roles of the parents, the school, and the community in the development of any child.
Wow.
And as a school, as a parents, please let us support these children. And as we support them, the Lord will support us also. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Mommy, you have wowed us. A lot of comments are coming in. I saw a comment here about Sonny Ade's son. His father made sure that he was educated. The guy liked singing. You remember those days when we were very young, when King Sonny Ade was singing? That small boy that used to sing along, dance. I just watched recently when he was interviewed on BBC. It was wow. Ma, you have really gave us a brilliant and excellent talk. That really shows the teacher in you, ma. That shows the top-notch administrator in you.
Thank you.
And this evening, we have our second guest speaker, who is a top comedian. He's by name Sako. His stage name is Sako. He's the senior advocate of comedy, according to his nickname. Mommy spoke a lot that we should encourage young ones. We should encourage these children. We should not abuse them. Because if we abuse them, we are bringing down their morale. We are creating a negative impact in their life. And more can lead to action among these children. When they discover their talents and people are not encouraging them, they don't have external motivation. They just have internal motivation. They are not motivated externally. And therefore this evening, I brought in a stand-up comedian who is also a compere. He's a professional master of ceremony with a sense of humor. Like I said, he's popularly known as the senior advocate of comedy. He has been involved in so many programs. He has been an MC in so many programs. I've known him for a very long time. We became friends some years ago when I met him at the program. This evening, he's going to be talking. is going to be speaking to us on how he discovered himself, how he became a comedian. He's a graduate, he's an alumnus of Lagos Business School's Enterprise Development Center. He holds legacy above all achievements. Sako, you are highly welcome this evening. And I welcome you to the stage, to this forum. Please. While we're waiting for Sako to come in, Sako, please, you can turn on your video. I want to point on what Mommy Onadipe said, that the community has a crucial role to play. It's not only the school that has a role. As a community, we can build classrooms. We can build recreational centers for our students. We can build a basketball court. We can build a football pitch. We can even bring in indoor games like Monopoly. I'm a physical education teacher. I've been in 12 years in service in Lagos State. I was actually a copper at Basafwa Millennium Senior Secondary School, the same secondary school I finished from 2001. I graduated from the school 2001. I served there as a copper in 2007. And while I was running up my youth service, I was given a recommendation. I told my principal that, Mama, I don't want to work in a bank. I don't want to carry files. My passion is to make impact among the lives of these students. In the process, I went to the office of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, the then Deputy Governor. And that was where I tendered my letter. The same secondary school where I finished from that I served. When I served there, my principal the principal that worked there was the same principal that was my principal in secondary school, Mrs. Orokunle. And lo and behold, I got a job with Lagos State on a platter of gold. I didn't bargain for it. I did not work it. I got this job through my hard work, my simplicity, and the joy I have in seeing students excelling. While we're waiting for our second guest speaker to come up, there's a wonderful question here for our mama. How can we make the society more inclusive for children with disabilities? Recently, a group of girls developed an app under a competition called Technovation Girls. Do you know that this app had to do with people that have autism, that are autistic patients? They developed a mobile app whereby These students can listen to music. These students can play games. It was in that mobile app that I discovered that autistic students cannot use autistic students autistic students it was there I discovered that autistic students cannot write on a white paper. They can only write on colored paper. I want our mama to answer this question. How can we make the society more inclusive for children with disabilities? Mama, you are honored, ma.
Yes, thank you, Dina.
Yes, ma.
Yes, thank you so much. I saw that question, that how can we make the
Yes, ma.
society more inclusive for children with disabilities? You see, in those days, children with disabilities were always kept inside their homes. They won't send them to school. They will keep them in a room. Even when the members of the family will be going out, they will lock the child inside the home. But these days, it's not the same again. Autistic children are also children. Yes, they have developmental challenges, but it doesn't make them less children. It's just that the way their brain, a particular part of their brain is developed is totally different from a child that is not autistic. So even autistic children, you find out that these days we have special schools for them. So when we have such children in the community, please, even when they are in these community schools, the schools can easily recommend these children to go to these special schools. In those schools, we have teachers that have been trained to handle such special children. Yes, they are not children to be hidden. They are not children to be swept under the carpet. They are not children to be ignored within the society. They are children to be taken care of. The fact that we have an autistic child does not mean that that child is totally useless. You find out that autism, yes, it is a developmental challenge, but at the same time, you find out that some autistic children are very, very brilliant. When you see them with arts and crafts, I was in one of these their school in Modukweko in Unilag, very near Unilag, near St. Fimbas. If you see what these children did, you'll be amazed that these are children, these are autistic children that didn't develop, they didn't develop 100%. Because when we have teachers that are actually going for special education. In universities, in the in education, in the Department of Education, we have teachers that go for the training, special education. Those are special education teachers. They train them how to teach these children that have not developed as the other children. So they have the training. So they handle them. We even have teachers that teach the blind. We have blind children. And the fact that they are blind does not make them useless. And that's why some apps have been developed for them. Because we even school sat, WAEC, they write WAEC. Blind students write WAEC. Because they have developed so much, the technology has helped, the development of technology all over the world has really helped us to develop so many things for these children to fit in. The blind, the autistic, the not too brilliant, the not too sharp.
Yes, ma'am.
For every level of children, we have special teachers that handle them. And you find out that, you don't need to be ashamed of that child that is autistic. You don't need to
Yes,
lock
ma.
that autistic child in the room when you have visitors.
That's right.
Let that child mix with other children. Yes, they
Hmm.
may have some challenges because some children might actually be making fun of them. But by the time
Yes.
you groom that autistic child from childhood and let the child be confident of what he or she can do, even when he or she is made fun of, they won't even think much about it because they know that they are special breed from God.
Hmm.
And you cannot blame anybody for the way they have developed.
Yes.
So in Lagos, we have made provision in Lagos State. We have special schools for all these children. And they go there
Hmm.
and they develop and they
Excellent.
make their need. They click it and you find out that some of them are in top positions now,
Hmm.
even in Nigeria.
Hmm.
And abroad, you see them. They walk around the place freely. But Nigeria is getting there, and we will get there. We will all get there. Thank
Amen.
you.
Amen. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much. Okay. Ma, you have
Uh,
another beautiful question from Mrs.
let me.
Oluwakemi Britro. I want to
Yes,
appreciate you for this beautiful question. I'm sure you have seen it, Ma. You can
I've
see
seen
the
it.
question, right? Yes, let me
Yes,
read
I
it
can see
out. I appreciate all our viewers all over the world that are connecting to this program. This program comes up every last Sunday of the month between 5 o'clock and 6 p.m. Just an hour. We have less than 30 minutes for us to close this program. The question says, how can we correct the impression that children and some parents have concerning the technical school? It is school for the children that are not intelligent. Now,
Yes, I've seen the
Ma,
question.
yes, it's a very important question. Do you know that some
Very,
teachers will
very.
just say, he knows nothing, let him go to technical. And do you know that there are some students sincerely from their hearts? It's not that they are not intelligent. Am I correct? It's not that they are not
Yes,
intelligent, but they desire skills. They desire to develop their skills. They may not be good
yes,
academically. And before you know it, they make fun of them, even with their uniform, black and white. And you can imagine the kind of trauma they go through. Oh, please, Ma, you're honored, Ma. You have the floor, Ma.
thank you so much. Thank
Yes,
you for
Ma.
that beautiful question,
Very
Mrs. Brito.
powerful
Thank you so
question.
much. Yes, you see, that was then, not anymore. When
Hmm.
we when we started out as teachers in the 80s, in early 80s, that was when I started as a teacher in Lagos State. That was the impression.
Wow.
The impression
Hmm.
was that technical school is for children that are not brilliant. Olodoni, send him to
Yes,
technical school.
so
Not anymore. Not anymore.
in those days.
You see, we are developing, we are changing. All these
Yes,
things are changing now. People are now getting to know that because your child is interested, you see, even as a child, you see a 5-year-old, when you put a television down and the television does paka paka, you see the child, he will go
they
there, he will
they
carry a
fear
screwdriver,
it.
he wants to know what is making noise in the television. It is not because
Hmm.
he's not intelligent, it is because he likes working with his hands. It is because he's
Yes,
interested in electrical. It does not mean that he is an olodo. The fact that he does not
that's right.
carry a history book or literature book and is reading and reading and reading, or is carrying English book and is reading, and it does not mean that he's not intelligent. You see, there are so many levels of intelligence.
Hmm.
You can actually
Yes, ma.
be, yes, you can be intellectually intelligent at the same time. Okay, for example, do you know that we have mechanics, these motor vehicle mechanics, that are smarter than the other? Yes, automobile mechanics.
Ma.
You will see that some mechanics, they know about Toyota very, very well. A Toyota mechanic carry Mercedes-Benz to him. He may not be able to decipher what the challenge is. Because he has been trained in the area of Toyota.
Wow.
So these children, you know, when we started school, that was the idea that, oh, they are children that are not intelligent. Not anymore. These days, we actually encourage parents. That's why these days, when you want to send any child to technical school, you first of all talk to the parents. Let the parents realize the talent in their children.
Educate them.
That look, this your child is so good in electrical, is so good in refrigeration. In fact, it was the one that built this. It was the one that did this in our laboratory. You see, it's not every child that will be academic. There are some children that can work with their hands.
Of course.
There are some children that can work with their hands. And there are some children that can work with their mouth. When some of these children, they talk, you will look at them and say, how old is this boy that is talking? They are so intelligent, the way they discuss. And that's why when you see children debating, sometimes you wonder, how did they develop this talent of debating? So not every child will be academic, that you must read history book, you must read English, you must do this. Do you know that there are some mathematicians that are not good that cannot speak good English?
That's true.
And yet they are very, very good with figures. Yes, they are very, very good with figures. Give them figures, they are very, very good with it. And that's why even when you see an engineer sign anything, you see their signatures are always upside down. They don't have good handwriting. They don't have good handwriting. Yet they are very smart in their field. So children cannot be the same. But in whatever area you have found your child, please develop that child, encourage that child in that line. Encourage that child. Because when we were young, and they wanted us to have good handwriting, they used to buy one book. They don't sell it again, 2D. It was 2D they used to train our handwriting there. That's why the
true.
2D. There are still some of my age mates that their handwriting are horrible.
Terrible.
So the fact that your handwriting is not good does not mean that you cannot be smart. It does not mean that you cannot be sharp. It does not mean that you cannot be good in other areas. So please, technical school is not for children that are not intelligent. Technical schools is mainly for children that want to develop their skills in using their hands to work. That's why in our technical school, we have department for radiography, electrician, photography, refrigeration, woodwork, even this block making. There are people that are there. So it doesn't make them unintelligent. For example, as an engineer, can you build block that you want to use to build house? No, now. Some people have to do it. Even people that call themselves electrical engineers, and they want to fix the house and put the wiring inside the wall. Can they do it without somebody helping them to build that wall and putting the hollow in the wall for them to have space to pass through with their wires? So we cannot all be the same. But whatever area you choose to do, please don't let us put down any child.
Wow, we should not put any child. Ma, in the process of asking the question, a question popped up in my mind. When I was in secondary school, I was a commercial student. All my mind was to study accounting. But when I wrote WAEC, I made my WAEC once, only for me to write jam. Like they say, jam me, you know. And I could not study accounting. Do you know that we have several students that they desire to be doctors? In fact, I'm just looking forward to where counselors school counselors can really talk to our students, educate our parents during open days. You know, I never knew that I could be very good in sports. When I studied physical education because I didn't score up to 200 in JAMB. And that year, people failed JAMB woefully. And before you knew it, the government now reduced the cut-off mark to 160. Fortunately for me, I gained admission to study physical education. Ma, I cannot lie to you, I hated the course. But lo and behold, after my first semester, I had 4 straight A's in 4 courses. Then I knew that there was a reason why I had to study that course. Lo and behold, my best game is swimming and taekwondo. And I train students on taekwondo, especially the bad boys in the class. You know, and before you know, they don't come late to school. These boys, some of them now, they're now in the military, they're in the police force, and they're really thanking me for the opportunity for me introducing taekwondo to them. So I want you to encourage our parents that, mommy, I want you to encourage our parents, even the society, the community, that they should not discourage any child. You know, like me, this taekwondo really helped me. It helped me in self-defense, especially when I had an attempted situation of a rape when I was a single. By the grace of God, I got married as a virgin at 34. And I'm happily married. And I want to appreciate my husband at this point, before mommy comes up. I want to appreciate my husband for the opportunities given me to unleash my talents, to discover myself early, and even speaking life to everyone all over the world. Mommy, I want you to really address this issue. I want you to say, so in the next, we are running up in less than 10 minutes from now, to tell our viewers, our parents, the community, that when a child has a particular vision, they should not discourage the child. And if you are not given a course, what can you do? Because before you know, the child spent 3-4 years at home. I did not spend an extra year at home. 4-year course, I used 3 years in the university. Mommy, please just address this issue as a round off.
Thank you. Thank you very much for
ma.
that beautiful question. These are areas we should really look at. But when you were doing the analogy, you mentioned something. Open day.
Yes, ma.
Open day.
Yes, ma.
Yes. You see, open day was actually started in Lagos State for parents and teachers and the children to interact, to be able to come together, you know, rub minds and say, okay, this child is not good in maths. What is he good in? Oh, as the teacher, I've discovered that he's very good at reading. So he will be very good in literature. Okay, as the parents, what have you noticed that? What can we do? And then you rub minds together. Take the consent of that child. Don't ever discourage that child. Because the child is not good in math does not make that child to be useless. Please. Don't ever discourage any child in any area. And when schools call for open day, how many parents go for it?
That is another thing.
Many parents don't go. And because they don't go, that's why some children, they will go and rent somebody because they know that their class teacher must insist that they must bring parents. They will go and rent parents, to come and stand in
is very bad.
Their parents, which is very bad. And as parents, you'll be abusing your child at home. And if you really find out, if you go back home, you find out that such are the parents that don't take interest in what their children are interested in. Because if you are really interested in what your children are interested in, you will want to follow the child everywhere. And it's not
That's
about
true.
work for mothers. Please, fathers, you too, you must take responsibility. The fathers are the head of the home. It's not only mommy's work to be going for open day. Even fathers should take an interest. When mommy goes this time, daddy can go the next time. And anyway, there's nothing wrong in daddy and mommy going together to go and listen to how their child is doing in school. That's the only way both of you can work together to help that child. And that child knows that you have his or her interest at heart. When a child shows interest in sports, please don't discourage the child. Don't discourage the child. The only thing you just tell the child is you need to have basic knowledge of education. You need to be educated. You know, even as a footballer, you should be able to speak when others are speaking. If you are a graduate and you are a footballer, you will be able to mingle anywhere. But when you, from primary 6, you become a good footballer, when others, the intelligent ones, the educated ones are talking, you won't be able to talk, no matter how much money you are making. You won't be able to talk. That's why so many of our footballers that have really made it in life, all of them went back to school in their old ages. They went back to school. Because you were talking about Sonny Ade the other time. Even Sonny Ade himself went back to uni. Sonny Ade himself went back to university. Yes, because you cannot compare a graduate, somebody that went through the school and school went through him or her, with somebody that just went to school for 2 years and then he was on the streets playing football. From there, he joined a club and now he's making money. Yes, he can be making money, but can he really fit in the society? Can he be invited for an interview? Can he speak 2 straight sentences in English, which is the lingua franca in Nigeria? No. So that's why we need to, yes, let them develop their interest. Whatever they are interested in, please let us encourage our children. Don't ever discourage them. But at the same time, we need to always pull them back and tell them, you need to have a good foundation. This is your foundation. This is your foundation. Please build on this foundation. It is when you build on foundation that you have, that's when you'll be able to come out right.
Wow, that's
and as
true,
we do so, as parents, please, let us help our children.
Yes,
it's not about taking a lesson teacher, home lesson teacher, that one lesson teacher, and during holiday, a lesson teacher. During holiday, please let these children relax and play. Let them rest their brains. I'm not saying they should use the whole holiday to play, but please let them rest their brains. They need to rest the brains, so that by the time they go back to school, the brain is refreshed and ready to fly.
Yes,
as we do so, the Lord will help all of us.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. There's a question for you, ma. We have less than 4 minutes to close this section. There's a question from Mr. Awojumo Bioluwaseun. Wow, my sport officer, my oga. I celebrated. He said something. He said, yes, son, it's also my daddy. He said, how can a child who have talent and there's no one around to give the support the child needs to achieve it? Mommy, just in 1 minute, let's just answer this question because we want to go up by 6 on the dot.
Yes, I don't know why the parents will not support the child, but assuming the child does not have parents, that is the work of the teacher. The teacher are the local parents to these children. So the teachers in the school, please, teachers, let us encourage that child. Even when you know that that child is an orphan, please encourage that child. There are some children in all these homes. Please let us encourage the child, even from school. From school, you can encourage the child. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. And well, just a
Thank
quick
you.
one. I'm the
Yes.
president for Blessing Liberty Foundation International. This NGO in 2007, and we advocate for academic excellence and sexual purity. In 2019, we paid for 20 students form. We sponsored their JAMB, and 5 of them gained
Good.
admission to the university. Currently now,
Good.
my NGO, in partnership with another NGO in Canada, Praying Moms, we are currently sponsoring 5 students in the university. In fact, 4 of them are orphans. One of the orphans, the parent died to HIV/AIDS, and we are currently sponsoring them in the university. I look forward to more NGOs collaborating together, bringing up these children. Let's pick them up in the streets. They don't have hope. They're hopeless. Some of these children, they don't have parents, nobody to look up to. Let's not just spend our money on ourselves alone. I look forward to a better Nigeria. I connected with ACLN. I connected with Technovation Girls. I partner with so many NGOs. If you have an NGO, you are a philanthropist, let's come together. Let's partner together. Let us build a better Nigeria. There's hope for the future. I believe there's a better Nigeria. Let's advocate for parents. I want teachers, I want students to plug into this program. It's on every last Sunday of the month by 5 o'clock to 6 p.m. in the evening. Just 1 hour. I'm sure everyone that attended this program enjoyed it. And I'm sure Mommy Onadipe is proud of her daughter Blessing for organizing a program like this. This program started during the lockdown. Thank you so much, Ma. I'm highly honored. I look forward to other tutor generals coming up on this platform. Even one day, I believe the Commissioner for Education will come and wow our mind as we deliberate on several topics. I want to say thank you, Nigerians. Thank you, Lagosians. Thank you, our viewers all over the world. I remain blessed in Titiloye. And I also celebrate my husband. I celebrate my parents. I want to say bye for now. This is 6 p.m. on the dot. We keep to time.
Thank you.
Because time is money. I said bye
Yes.
to you all. You can contact me. Feel free to contact us on the contact. And this program is recorded on Facebook. You can watch and rewatch. Mommy Onadipe, I celebrate you. I love you, Ma.
Thank you.
I love you, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
See you next month.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.